present. Culture and customs of the Melanau people.
The Melanau people are believed to have originated in the interior of Sarawak and have linguistic and social ties with other peoples such as Kenyah and Kayan. Most of the Melanau tribes are spread across the swampy areas of the Sarawak coast from the Rajang Delta to Bintulu. There are also a small number scattered in the upper reaches of Rajang River such as in Kanawit and Kapit. Meanwhile, the original land of Melanau is in the interior of Sarawak, and it is related to traditions, custom, and language with the Orang Ulu from a linguistic and cultural perspective. There are also an opinion that Batang Muka and Oya are the road from the ancient migration from the Melanau tribe to the lower region. After the cessation of migration, the Melanau have undergone two changes in identity. The first exchange involved cultural identity, and it happened after they migrated to the coast.
This ethnic known as Bangsa Pikul. Why we call it Bangsa Pikul? Because of when they want to get married, especially girls from Melanau, they must come from nobility family generation such as business family, politics, and more. Moreover, it's not about merit, but it can be ranks of certain family who are live under Melanau ethnic. Based on position ranks, they have three levels, which is upper, middle, and lower. Rank upper we call it as 9 pikul, middle is 7 or 3 pikul, while lower position is 10 or 30. We move from lower first. The common slave is still entitled to get wage based on the result of their work. They also have to get right to develop their own land and house because they are slaves who have been freed with the condition of ransom set. Then we move to the middle rank. The middle class is the group of 7 people who are not attached to any party. This position makes them the most stable group because they are free to do daily activities that bring profit and wealth to themselves and their families. Additionally, the upper class is referred to as the Bangsa Sembilan Pikul, which is the top tier group of the Melanau social structure.
Function of social structure for regional and global context in Melanau. First, regional context. Preservation of structure heritage. The Melanau social structure preserves unique traditions such as cow festival spectacle practice and craft skill. This aspect contributes to Sarawak entity as a multicultural state. Social harmony and governance. Through the traditional leadership rule like penyadat or leaders, the Melanau community maintains social order and conflict resolution in their village, promoting peace in Sarawak multi-ethnic society. And then third is economic contribution. The Melanau are announced for their expertise in sagu, cultivation, fishing, and boat building, which are vital industries in Sarawak economy. And then I will talk about global context. In global context, first is cultural diplomacy and representation. Melanau celebration, artists, music, and handicraft are exhibited globally, enhancing the visibility of Sarawak and Malaysia on the international platform. And then lastly is academic and anthropological signification. The unique tradition, social structure, and flexibility of the Melanau are studied by researchers and anthropologists around the world. This helps people understand indigenous community and their importance in today's world.
evolutionism in
Melanau is a native ethnic group in Sarawak, Malaysia, reflect a rich history of cultural adaptation, relations, and interaction with alternate groups. Evolution of Melanau can be seen by origin and early history. Melanau believed to be among the early settlers in Sarawak, with oral history tracing their origin back thousands of years. For example of historically in Melanau, Melanau mainly seaside inhabitants residing along the bank of river and the shores of central Sarawak. Melanau also at the earliest year are actively fishing, sago cultivation, and threats leveraging the natural resources of Sarawak's mangrove and forest.
traditional belief and spirituality.
Melanau follows an animistic practices known as Liko, which revolve around the worship of spirit named Tugau and nature. Kaul is a festival to appease the spirit of the sea that are central to their culture and have persisted through time.
Cultural transition and
Ages,
religion.
Melanau gradually adopted Islam and Christianity due to interaction with Malay traders and European missionaries. Today, Melanau are spread across Sarawak with concentration in Mukah, Dalat, and Nerbi areas. They actively participate Sarawak's multicultural society, contributing to politics, education, and economic development. For example, Melanau effort to preserve Melanau heritage, such as promoting the Kaul festival and teaching the Melanau language. They have gained momentum the Melanau language in recent years. For example, Melanau language is makan as keman, minum as tutan.
The Melanau social structure reveals a hierarchical system deeply rooted in governance, economic laws, and social obligation. The classification is as follows. Upper class, Bangsa Sembilan Pikul's roles in society. Traditionally, they serve as the governing system of Melanau community before the Brunei Sultanate conquest of Mukah, representing the elite ruling tier holding significant influence and responsibilities. Their privileges is the distinctions within the class to provide other social stratification. They are given special privilege in marriage and funeral rights, emphasizing their elevated status. The conquest of Brunei Sultanate diminished their political authority, subjecting them to external pressure and challenge. Middle class, group of 7 characteristics. This group maintains independence, not aligning with any specific governing or servile faction. They have the freedom to engage in economic activities, leading to profitable ventures and wealth accumulation, relatively immune from political threats, unlike the upper class. Some individuals in this class accumulated more wealth than the member of the upper class. However, their social standing remains fixed within the middle tier. Lower class, also known as the Tujuh Betiri, is former slaves who had gained conditional freedom through a ransom or other arrangements. They are entitled to wages for their labor and allowed to own a developed land and property. Despite freedom, they remain bound to their former masters through specific conditions. Lastly, the deepened slaves. Deepened slaves refer to the lowest tier in the hierarchy, including prisoner of war, debtor, and orphans. They will work without pay, entirely reliant on the subjugated by the masters. For their social positioning, they have no opportunities for independence or upward mobility within the system. This structure underscores a complex interplay of governance, economic activities, and social stratification, reflecting both stability and inequities in Melanau society.
To conclude, the Melanau are fascinating community with a vibrant culture that contributes significantly to Malaysia's diverse cultural tapestry, despite the pressures of modernization and external influences. The Melanau continue to maintain a balance between preserving their cultural heritage and adapting to contemporary changes.